her, even if man's laws were not. You get it? You're saying, yes, she did. No, she didn't. You're saying, well, yes, she did. And I'm saying, no, she didn't. She didn't resist evil. She didn't. She just said, do whatever you want to do. You want to arrest me? Go ahead. You want to take me to jail? Go ahead. You want to imprison me? Go ahead. Want to lie about me? Go ahead. She didn't resist evil. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. What power did she use? Not by might, not by power, Zechariah 4:6, but by my Ruach, says Yahweh. That's the power she used. She had to have the power before she confronted injustice and racial segregation and racial bigotry in this land of the free and home of the brave. She had to have that power before she went into battle. She had to have that anointing before she sat on the bus. She had to have that calling before she stood against it. But she didn't resist. She overcame. We shall resist. No, we shall overcome. How do we overcome? By reaping coals of fire on our enemies' heads. How do we do that? We overcome evil with tov. We're not called to resist, we're called to overcome. Isn't that what Yeshua did? He didn't resist the crucifixion, he just goes, I'm going to overcome it.
Hallelujah.
Hey, in the Proto-Evangelium of Galatians 3:15, hey, S period, A period, 10. You crushed my heel? No problem. I'm going to bang in your head. But I'm going to do it through the power of love, through the power of faith, through the power of knowing I am Yahweh's son, and no weapon formed against me can prosper.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So the power of love gives us the power to overcome. Yeshua said, don't resist the evil, just overcome it. Understand the difference here? Are you listening to me?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do not resist the evil. You can't. This world has too much evil for you to resist. How are you going to resist the evil in this world when Yeshua didn't even bother resisting it? He just bypassed it and overcame it. He said, if my kingdom was of this world, then would the Yehudim fight that I should not be taken into custody. But because my kingdom is not of this world, do whatever you want to do with me. Because even if you kill me, I'll rise.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So we're called to overcome, but we're not called to resist evil. We're called to overcome through our non-violent, loving behavior and laying down our life for the brethren. Did Rosa Parks lay down her life for the brethren? How did she lay down her life for the brethren? By living, not dying. She overcame by living. Does that make any sense? She lived for the brethren. She didn't live for herself. If she lived for herself, she would have gone home to Raymond that night and stayed out of jail. She did it for generations and aspirations and the hopes of generations yet unborn.
Amen.
Number 4. The power of the search. Go with me to Maaseh Shlichim 17. Maaseh Shlichim. Etros, Acts 17. Is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
Maaseh Shlichim 17. Let's try that again. Is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
Maaseh Shlichim 17. 25. Maaseh Shlichim 17, 25. Neither is worship, Yahweh is not worshipped with man's hands, as though he needed anything. He doesn't need anybody or anything. Acts 17:25. Seeing he gives chayim and breath to all things. Notice verse 26. He has made of all nations of man of white blood, and then another continent of black blood. Is that what it says? Well, you would think some of them Jim Crow King Jimmy Bibles said it. They actually believe that garbage. Well, you know, Genesis chapter 9 says that God had cursed Canaan. And all black folks are cursed, and they need Christ to have any ray of hope. Oh, pardon me, you don't really know your Bible, do you? Yahweh never cursed Ham, he cursed Canaan. Ham was Noah's son. Canaan was Noah's what? Grandson. He cursed one man, not a race of people. How do you get a whole race of people? Is cursed be Canaan, and let him be servants to Shem. Sure, Canaan's house was cursed. Have you ever heard of Canaanites? Who introduced Israel to Baal, as in Lord, Señor, pero no Yahweh? Who introduced Israel to the Lord?
Oh.
The cursed Canaanites. Right? But so one man was cursed, but not an entire lineage, an entire race of people. Because black people come from Mr. and Mrs. Noah, do they not? Through Ham, do they not? And he said, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. In order to be fruitful and multiply, you have to be blessed. And in order to be blessed, you have to be on Yahweh's good side. And Ham was on Yahweh's good side, but because he dishonored his father, Yahweh cursed Canaan, not Ham, to show you that the entire lineage wouldn't be cursed, but that the curse would be visited one generation later to one generation only. I know what I'm talking about. Be quiet.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
My goodness gracious. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. And the black people, if Yahweh was cursing the entire lineage, well, I guess that Yeshua made a mistake when he allowed Simon of Cyrene, who was a black person, to carry his cross, his tree of sacrifice. Didn't Yeshua know that black people were cursed? Well, why would he, why would he allow a person who was cursed to help him and to assist him in his time of trouble? Well, obviously he knew that they were. And the Ethiopians were black folks. A lot of the early believers were black folks. A lot of the people who left Mitzrayim were black folks. Ephraim was black. Hello. Joseph was married to what? Onis, that priestess of Mitzrayim, a Hamite. So let me help you with this. Mrs. Yosef was a Hamite, and Mr. Yosef was a Shemite. What happens when you get a dark-skinned Shemite crossbreeding with a really dark-skinned Hamite? You have a child of color. Ephraim was a child of color. I get it all the time. Well, how can you tell all those Ephraimites they're Jews? I'm not telling them they're Jews. I'm telling them they're Ephraimites. You're telling them they're Jews. The Jews are the Jews, and the Ephraimites are the Ephraimites. And we come together in brotherhood, but I don't go around teaching the Ephraimites are Jews. They're not. They're from the other house of Israel. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. A mixed multitude came out of Mitzrayim.
That's right.
And P.S., who was Moshe's wife?
Sister.
Who was Moshe's wife? What was her name? Oh. Zipporah. And what do we see in Bamidbar 12? There was a big uprising in the camp because Moshe took a woman of color. Well, they say, yeah. But see what those same folks who say that the black people are cursed, they say Moshe had two wives. One white, where he obeyed Yahweh, and then the Ethiopian. Idiots. Zipporah was the Ethiopian. There's no record of Moshe having two wives. There's a record of Moshe having two children. Well, if the Ethiopian was Zipporah, well, time out, let's figure this. Let's do Biology 102, since we just graduated from 101. Moshe was intimate with an Ethiopian woman named Zipporah. Well, what color would Moshe's children be? White Caucasians from Poland, right? Wrong. I know this stuff. The preachers don't want to know this stuff because they've been raised in it and they can't leave from it. So they can't get sidetracked by it. Professing themselves to be wise, they become fools. Now look at this, verse 26. Mount Actually King 17:26. I know Yeshua wasn't white. I don't have a problem with that. I don't need a seminar. I don't need a conference, and I don't need training materials or training wheels for that matter. I know Yeshua wasn't white. You think I was born yesterday? That doesn't mean I don't love him. That doesn't mean he doesn't love me. The truth that shows that Israel is Joseph's coat of many colors. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Look at verse 26. And has made of all nations, and let's get this in our spirit, of all nations of men, from one blood to dwell on the face of the Olam, and has determined the times before and the bounds of their dwellings. Listen, Miss Parks longed to be treated as a human being according to the principle and the search that all humanity is born of one blood. Rosa remembered, I was tired of seeing many men treated as boys and not called by their proper names or titles. I was tired of seeing children and women mistreated and disrespected because of the color of their skin. I was tired of legally enforced racial segregation. I thought of the pain and the years of oppression and the mistreatment that my people suffered, and I searched for the equality promised to me in Scripture. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
She was on a search for equality. That's what made her sit down. That's what gave her boldness. That's what gave her courage. That's what she knew, that all men were equal and they were made of one blood, and when they cut and they bled, she knew that they bled red. And she wanted the government to know it. And she wanted politicians to know it. And she wanted your children and my children to know it. She succeeded. She knew who she was. She succeeded. She sought for equality, and she found and taught America all about equality. You got to search for it. You got to find it. That's why I'm so proud of you. That's why you're so proud of me. That's why we're so proud of each other. We got it.
Amen. Hallelujah.
My search for a Jewish congregation is long past. Sweetheart, if you're looking for a Messianic Jewish congregation, pack up and leave. You're in the wrong place.
All right now.
Because it's the same Messianic congregation that tells non-Jews that they can never be a rabbi, they can't say the blessing, they can't hold the Torah, but they can pay their tithes. And the first thing when you walk in, the rabbi comes over and says hello to your family. Are you Jewish? Oh, great! Come on, welcome! You're not? Oh, it's nice to have you. Yeah, Shabbat Shalom, yeah. Shabbat Shalom, yeah, nice to have you. You feel it as soon as you walk in the door. I say, you feel, you know what? Don't blame the rabbi, because he doesn't know that there are two houses of Israel. He thinks that you have to be white, Caucasian, to be Jewish or Israel. The dude don't know what he's talking about. Maybe a nice guy. I'd rather sit under the ministry of someone who's mean-spirited, like Rabbi Moshe, and has the truth, than someone who's loving and don't know what he's talking about. Only kidding. Only kidding. I can't get out of this one. Erase the tapes. Edit those tapos, baby. Anyway, we can't hold them that accountable because they don't know the truth. How are they going to allow an Ephraimite to be a rabbi? In their eyes, Ephraim is lost. Even Yahweh said in the latter days, Ephraim will show up in your synagogue, knocking on the door, seeking equality and brotherhood with Judah. Yahweh prophesied they'd come to you. I will bring the two sticks together, and I'll bring them to your door. They'll return to Yahweh their Elohim in the latter days, and seek Yahweh and David their king in the latter days. Yahweh said, I'll bring them to you, and when they come to us, we don't recognize them. Just like Judah didn't recognize Joseph in Mitzrayim, but Joseph recognized Jew. You Ephraimites, you know a Jew when you see one. And if I had 10 nose jobs, you would still know that I'm Jewish because I talk and I preach and I sing and I dance with my hands.
Hallelujah.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest, Jerry. If I had a nose job, you'd still know I was Jewish. Not that I need one, but I'll just move it right along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5. The power of a sound mind that overcomes fear. The power of a sound mind that overcomes fear. Rosa Parks said, listen, no, just listen with this, and then we'll go to that. 2 Timotheus bet, Bet, 2 Timothy, oh my goodness gracious. Whew. Time is of value here. Timotheus bet 1:7. 2 Timothy 1:7. For Yahweh has not given us believers the ruach of
Fear.
Hebrew fakat. And I don't even want to go there. It sounds just like it says. Fakat. That's the Hebrew word. Yahweh has not given us the ruach of fear, but of power, of ahava, and a sound mind. Therefore do not be ashamed of the master, his besorah, or his eved. Listen. Rosa Parks said, fear was the last thing I thought of that day. I put my trust in Yahweh for guidance, for help, to endure whatever I had to face. I knew I was sitting in the right seat. You know why? Her mind was sound. You know why? Her mind was straight. You know why? She knew she was not ashamed of what Yahweh made her. She was not ashamed of what Yahweh called her to be. It was America who was supposed to be ashamed of what they had done to her. America didn't have a sound mind. America didn't have a spirit of love. America had a spirit of a fear of a minority. It was America that was not walking according to a sound mind. And when she sat on that bus, she confronted the fears, the worst fears of white America, and said, what are you scared of? I'm just a seamstress on the way home trying to get a decent seat on the bus and tired of suffering indignity. She knew, listen, she had the power of a sound mind, the power of humility, the power of conviction, the power of nonviolent struggle, the search for equality, the power of the search for equality, and the power of a sound mind. Listen, a sound mind will go a long way.
Amen. Hallelujah.
A sound mind. What is a sound mind? You think like Yahweh thinks.
Amen. Hallelujah.
You don't become overcome with emotion. You don't become overcome with doctrines. You don't become sidetracked. You are who Yahweh says you are. You will overcome by the way, the means, the tools, and the victory that Yahweh says you will overcome by. She had a sound mind. They could shake her body. I think it was Yeshua who said, I'll tell you who to fear. You want some fear? Here's who you fear. Fear him who after he's done killing the body and the mind can cast you into Sheol and hell. Yes, I tell you, fear him.
That's who you fear.
Yes.
Don't fear those who can kill the body. Fear the one who, when he has destroyed the body, has the power to cast both body and spirit into Sheol. Fear him, I tell you.
Amen. Hallelujah. Amen.
That's what a sound mind does. Miss Parks had a sound mind.
Hallelujah.
Her refusal to submit to an unjust law, to give up her bus seat to a white man, shows the power ordinary people have to effect social change with a sound mind. Yahweh has not given believers a spirit of fear. We learn that fear can always fall in the face of the pursuit of justice. I'll say it again. We learn that fear can always fall in the face of the pursuit of justice. What was she looking for? The power of the pursuit for equality. Every fear had to fall. Every fear of white America, every fear of the segregationists, every fear of whoever and whatever had to fall in her search, the power of her search for equality, because it was based on a sound mind and it was based on the restoration scriptures. Hello? Not my scriptures, the ones that will restore her and her people to where Yahweh said. Did she do this because she thought she would see the fruits of her labor? No, she did it not knowing if she would ever see the fruits of her labor. She did it because she had a sound mind. Yahweh had not given her a spirit of fear, but of power and of ahava and of a sound mind, somebody.
Amen. Amen.
You listen, she had that sound mind before Yahweh called her to stay in that seat. She said, Yahweh called me and spoke to me and told me not to get out of that seat. You got to have a sound mind when you enter the battle, not when you're in the battle. The pulpit and the ministry and the bema is not a place for pastors to get their sense of self-worth. You listen to me, you preachers, and to get a sense of being somebody and self-importance and to try to become somebody. You better know, and you better have a sound mind, and you better know who you are in Yeshua and why you're called and why you serve and why you give to the struggle and serve the people of Yahweh before the struggle, before the attack, before the war. This is not a place to find your sense of self-being and self-importance and self-worth.
Amen.
Go get counseling now and get your mind sound.
Yes.
Because even as the Son of Man did not come to be ministered to, but to minister and to serve and to give his life a ransom for many.
Amen.
This is not a place to get yourself importance. Well, the school gave up on me, my parents gave up on me, the kindergarten threw me upside my head, and I was a failure in plumbing, I was a failure in electrician, I was a failure as a librarian. I think I'll try being a leader or a shepherd. My good luck, you sick puppy, you're going to need it. This is not a place for dysfunctional people, because the gates of hell are going to come against you. Ms. Parks couldn't have stood up to that segregationist, bigotrous system if she didn't have a sound mind, but she knew it was Yahweh who had given her the power of a sound mind. Go to Yeshayahu 51:2. Yeshayahu 51:2. Part 2 of the bus of justice. The bus of justice. Part 2. The bus of justice. Yeshayahu 51:2. I'm going to go a little over today, and I can care less. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. This is important, and we got to deal with the word of Yahweh. Are you listening? Are you listening?
Amen.
I'll apologize to the chef later, but I've got to do what Yahweh wants me to do.
Okay.
I've got too
Amen.
much truth that I need to share with you.
Okay.
Amen. Which?
I think you'll understand that. Yeshayahu 51:2. Let's read. Look to Abraham, your Abba, and to Sarah who bore you. For I called him alone,
Verse.
and blessed him and made him fruitful and increased him. As believers, we are to learn from the life of Rosa Parks the power of one. One. One student can change a school.
Amen.
One teacher can change a faculty. One worker can change an employer from a bear to a teddy bear. I had an officer write to me from California the other day, police officer. He said, I come out of the church, I'm writing to you, Rabbi, I want to know how to do the feast. Should I build the sukkah? How to do this, how to do, and also about Shabbat. I'm a police officer, I protect the public. Should I work on Shabbat? I told him, Yahweh will teach you how to do the feast. Yahweh will show you how to fill in the blank. You'll do the feast in 5 years, different than you do the feast now. As we grow, we evolve, and Yahweh adds details, and He shows you things then that you may not know now. So you may just do what Yahweh shows you to do now as far as how to celebrate the feast. But be aware that might change in 5 or 10 or 15 years. But one thing I'm going to tell you now, you walk into your captain and tell him, I'm not working on Shabbat. Because if you do not do it, Yahweh's not going to call you, He's going to call somebody who will do it. When Yahweh usually calls you to take a stand in a dark environment, He usually calls you alone. Jerry Falwell won't be there, TBN won't be there, Rabbi Moshe won't be there, the worship team won't, it's just, oh man, I'm the first person in my job to tell the boss that I'm not coming in. That's peaceful, non-violent struggle. You're not resisting evil. You are taking authority over evil or wrong. I'm not coming. The people who say, one day Yahweh will give me the ability to keep Shabbat and I'm praying, don't waste your time, don't pray. Yahweh wants you to take time now to stand up